Yeah.
We on, baby.
What's going on?
We live.
How do I
What is
change
going
my
on, zero
name?
viewers? I'm
How do
Alan.
I
This is my co-host, Ira.
how do I
We're just
change my
gonna
name?
bullshit a little, have some fun, sip some NA beer. L'chaim.
Got some soda
Soda.
and the Russian soda. Anyways,
Classy.
so where was it? Where was it? I don't know. I had like Chat GPT going, but you know what? What should we talk about? Let's talk about motivation compared to discipline.
Oh yes, no podcast has ever discussed this before. I think we'll have a completely original
Let's be
take on
completely
this.
original. You know what? Appeal to the masses.
Welcome to the Dollar Store Jocko Cast. I think
Welcome
that the difference
to
between
the Timu podcast.
motivation and discipline is not listening to your inner bitch because believe it or not, your inner bitch will also motivate you to do good things for yourself. But more often than not, it's the easy thing to do. And even if it's in the right direction, even if it's towards what you value or what you want, it's the path of least resistance. That's the inner bitch. It's that desire to take the path of least resistance. And I think that listening to that is wrong. I think that you have to get the tough shit out of the way first, because that's actually what's going to move the needle.
No,
And there's my
absolutely.
original take.
No, absolutely. Mine's a little bit less original, but it makes complete sense. But motivation is complete and utter bullshit. Um, Motivation is a thing that'll get you going, but it's not sustainable. Nothing is really, in that sense, sustainable. It all comes from within. That's what discipline is. When you don't want to do something, you do it anyway because that's what you have to do. That's what a lot of people, especially in our Gen Z, whatever bullshit our generation is, gets wrong. They think that they need a reason to do something. No, you don't need a reason. You just have to do something,
Yeah,
regardless of how you feel.
true. Yeah, that's how Mike Tyson defined discipline, is doing what you hate doing like you love it.
Yeah.
And I agree, dude. I think unless Gen Z is selling shit on TikTok shop or doing little dance moves on TikTok and generating more slop for this slop economy like we are right now,
Yep.
I think they're up to nothing. And I think they're on to nothing.
No,
I
that's you're
I
completely
think
correct.
it's quite insane that no one from our generation is really, and obviously this is due to maturity. I know no one from our generation, as far as I'm aware, has had an absurd amount of life experience. No one
Well,
from our
of course.
generation has really stood out yet as a a strong and original philosopher. I think that's something I think our generation doesn't really have a voice yet. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
let think of it this way. If you look at the founding fathers, James Monroe, Hamilton, for example, they were 18, 20, 21, 25, whatever,
Yeah, but
when
they
they
also looked
started a
like they were
country.
40, bro. Like
When
people
they
aged way faster back
That's
then.
true, but now it's like you're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, even 23, and people are still like children doing fucking dances on TikTok. People our age, less than 300 years ago, we're forming countries, and what are we doing? Shaking ass on TikTok.
We're forming slop for their consumption.
Complete and utter brain degeneration for other people to degenerate their fucking brains, to smooth it out.
Yeah, dude, we're
They're
a
going
generation of
wrinkle free on
gooners.
their brains.
Yeah. Yeah, some chicken breast brains. We're a generation of gooners.
Literally take an iron, stick it, like put it on your head and just smooth your fucking brain out. That's exactly what you're doing. Like I
Are you
deleted that shit.
suggesting lobotomies for Gen Z?
I think that's the only solution. I think that is
Would
the
you say
only
it's the
option.
final solution?
I would not exactly go there, but it is a great solution. Preface: we are, a little pistic. Some might
This is
say
a comedy podcast, in case you
comedy,
haven't
but
noticed.
like we're right. So
Dude, you know what's funny to me? And we talked about this before the recording, but what's funny to me is that Caitlin Clark is leaving the WNBA and that nobody is ever going to watch the WNBA again.
and you're saying that like they watched
Literally
it before.
all of their money and all of their viewership was a result of Caitlin Clark. Now, some of you fucking retards are going to argue, oh, well, it was actually her entire class of that draft. Yeah, they were paid attention to because of her. All right. So, dude, she's going to like Russia or Europe or some shit and wishing all the best to her. A great American athlete, one of the
Whatever.
best college athletes.
Whatever.
But, dude, the downfall of the WNBA was so quick.
Are you telling me you watched that beforehand? You watched the WNBA?
No, I've never seen a WNBA
Has
game. I saw
anybody
Gideon's prank of him
has
getting his
has
hair cut in
anybody
the front
seen
row.
has anybody actually watched the WNBA? Like,
Are
be
you saying it's a
complete.
psyop?
I'm saying that it's just not entertaining. So it might as well be. Yeah.
Dude, you want to talk about entertaining and WNBA? Look up Brittany Griner dunk compilation. You know that chick that
Yeah.
they got sent to Siberia for trying to go to Benjamin City in Russia?
Yep.
Look up a Brittany Griner dunk compilation.
I will afterwards.
That's a great watch. She misses dunks. I don't know if you can believe it, but a literal 7 foot human missing dunks. It's great.
Oh my
Dude,
god.
what if Caitlin Clark tries to go to Benjamin City and gets sent to the fucking gulag? Who do we trade for her? Because, dude, we traded the Merchant of Death for Brittany Griner, who at 7 feet can't dunk. Who the fuck are we trading for Caitlin Clark?
Personally, I got no one.
I'm willing to give away Barack Obama.
That's your point of view. Personally, I will not comment, but you might be wrong. You might not be wrong. I don't know.
Oh,
But
also,
so I'm
you know
looking
what?
at
I'll
this list
actually,
right now. Go, 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 go. No,
yeah,
no, no.
I'll
Continue.
throw in Baby Gronk into the conversation. I think we can give away Baby Gronk. His 15 minutes of fame are over. We don't need him anymore.
Why don't we just, bro? Why don't we just get like trade sketch?
Yeah, his 15 minutes of fame are over too.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind trading. We'll give him a 2-for-1, Sneeko and Neon.
Go be a little fascist slut, Sneeko. Do you see that no cap on God video?
Yeah, yeah. Bro, I've been seeing
Oh,
these
so this guy was
videos. I've been,
transmaxing at a Trump protest in DC, and he ran into Sneeko there,
you know,
who was in his Elon Musk sponsored shiesty. He had a fucking X on his dome piece. Crazy.
what is it? Squeeze bends,
Yeah, yeah,
bro. Seeing those videos of Neon in the car with him is hilarious. He's like freaking out. He's tweaking.
yeah, yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
god.
That reminds me of like fuck, who was it? I think it was Jimmy Butler who turned into a little girl when Lewis Hamilton drove him around an F1 track. That was pretty funny. I enjoy those videos of professional drivers making people shit their pants.
But fucking
Not gonna lie, bro, your fucking antics in the Mackie have almost made me soil my pantaloons once or twice.
chill, 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 chill. My parents might watch this, bro. Come on.
Dude, no one's watching this.
We're gonna, we're
Nobody's
gonna,
ever gonna watch
bro. Our
this.
viewership is gonna stay steady at 0. But
Maybe Baby Gronk will watch this because we called him out.
and then Sneeko and
That's it. Yeah, the fascist little slut Sneeko. Who, by the way, dude, by the way, and I will stand on this, I will die on this hill. Sneeko was a really good YouTuber until he started streaming. I felt
No, I've
like
never actually seen any of his videos.
his videos back in the day were edited so well. And dude, like we were talking about earlier, that Gen Z philosopher, listen, I'm giving Sneeko way too much credit, but I think I he was running up to the running. I think he was before he crashed out, I think he really could have made his way into contention for that voice. Because, dude, his old YouTube videos were some shit. His old YouTube videos were really good. Now, I wouldn't put him on like Casey Neistat level of like cinematography, but man, who do I even compare him with? Because his edits were kind of like psychedelic in a way, like Travis Scott music video esque, I think, but not all of them. Some of them were literally just talking. Um, and some of his ideas definitely did before he even crashed out fall into that like pretty red pill sort of sphere. But yeah, man, go look at some of his re-uploads before his YouTube channel got deleted. There was some pretty interesting stuff in there.
For sure. Well, let's switch gears a little bit.
Let's.
So you're a big reader, from what I hear.
I am, bro. I'm an analog gooner.
So I'm seeing this right now, and I want you to expand on it. I want to hear your thoughts. But quote goes, "Reading is a superpower." What does that mean to you?
Who said that?
Chat GPT.
Well, yeah, I think if you're illiterate, you're behind most of the world, first of all. Second of all, there was this quote by, I think, some US general that said, you're functionally illiterate if you haven't read hundreds of books by the time you're an adult. And I would have to agree with that, not only in terms of diversity of your vocabulary and diversity of perspective, because I think it's important to read books that actually challenge your ideas as well as
Yeah.
confirm them. Like, I'm not a big fiction guy,
Me
but
neither.
there are some very valuable like metaphors and um, subliminal messages in fiction. Like I need to read some George Orwell. I think that's his name, and like
War of the World.
Milan Kundera and Dostoevsky.
Oh well,
Um,
Dostoevsky said, "Oh well."
and
What do you mean by well?
he bloody well said it. It's like it's not a joke. It's like, you know, you bloody well better become a man. And I
Yeah,
tell
but
young men all the time, it's like you've got to make your bed, right? You bloody damn well have to make your bed. Because if you don't, that's reprehensible. It says that in the Bible, yeah. And
so
like, what's the Bible all about? It's a
I'll
parable for life. All right, I'm sorry.
I'll throw in my like
That's the fucking the animal-based diet talking right there, bro.
so
I'm getting all Peterson brained because of the fucking red
yeah,
meat. It's
you're
crazy.
just gonna just jump down that rabbit hole, and we're never gonna be able to like finish this podcast in normal
That's
voices.
another guy whose books I really want to read is Jordan Peterson's books,
Yeah,
especially his latest one, We Who Wrestle with God, because for those that are literate, they know that Israel actually, like the people Israel from the Bible, the Israelites, it means those who wrestle with God. And I think that's what kind of interests me in Judaism is grappling with the idea of God. It's not just submitting to God, which is what Islam
yeah.
means. No hate against Islam. Most of them are good. There are some fundamentalists that are bad,
There's bad people out.
um, like Hamas. But thank you for sponsoring this podcast, Hamas. Um, yeah, dude, I think I would love to hear his take on wrestling with the existence of God because I think that's one of the more fascinating lifelong battles that we have as humans is seeing whether or not there is a supernatural force governing our lives and the lives of others, whether or not it's a good force. Like I think Jordan Peterson's take on God is the omnipresent, omnipotent spirit of the Father, right? It's like it's this supernatural force that raises humans as his sons and he also said, interestingly, that to represent God as a human isn't a trivial thing because by far the most complicated thing in the known universe is the human brain, like far more complicated than the universe itself. And like the number of stars and atoms in the universe doesn't even compare to the number of atoms in the human brain or something like that.
So,
Listen, bro, I don't have a fucking PhD. I've got a pretty medium D, so don't quote me on any of this, but
I'll give I'll take
I am a fan of Jordan Peterson.
no, he's good, but I'm gonna take a step back, go back to reading. So that's like kind of something that I've been doing a little bit more recently. Um, and actually doing it by choice, not just being told, motherfucker, you need to read by my parents or whatever else. But now I've been doing it by choice. I found some inspiration to pick up some books from you because I know you do it. That's your thing. So I figured,
Good. Yeah, dude, I'll definitely gift you some more books when you come to visit.
no, of course, of course. But what I will say is now that I've actually been immersing myself voluntarily and a lot more frequently, I can automatically tell like the stimulation that your brain gets, even from reading just 20 minutes, compared to hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of scrolling is like infinity fold.
Yeah, bro, it feels like doing sprints or going for a jog for your brain, right?
It does. No, it feels really good. It's not like sprints or a jog where it's like hard. It's sprints or a jog in terms of reward.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
For
It's like a
somebody
reader's high.
for somebody who is a like chronic scroller, yes, sitting there and reading a book will be difficult for a while because it's out of your norm. So that's understandable. But once you actually kind of rewire your brain just a little bit to where you can sit down for 20 minutes and read, you're gonna start seeing improvements. Your vocabulary is gonna start getting better. Your what's the word that I'm looking for? When
Your attention span,
no, not attention span, sure, but your ability to speak. I forgot the word for it, and that's funny because I just said
eloquence,
vocabulary gets better. Uh,
eloquence.
I guess like eloquence or anyway, whatever. Just your ability to speak clearly gets better. There's you hear people talk, especially in our generation. Very common. You'll talk to somebody like every other word.
Hmm.
When I started reading, I started slowing down. Started really processing my thoughts and overall, even getting away from that, just those things that you learn are great. You can have intelligent conversations with people. You can think outside the box a little bit. And because most people don't read, they're not exposed to these foreign concepts, I guess you can say, even though they're not foreign.
Yeah,
They're not
dude. So I
foreign,
want to
but they're
ask you,
still
how
learning.
did you get into the habit of reading? Because for some people listening, even though there's no one listening, um, what did you like replace in your routine with reading?
I didn't. So going back to like one of our first things about motivation and discipline, you tell yourself this is what I'm going to do and I'm going to do it. There was nothing that I subbed or changed. It's just something that I felt I had to do. So I
You just
did it.
added it.
I didn't even like, yeah, it's not, I don't have a routine for my day. It's just something that I do now. And I'm not a reader like you who can go through a book like super quickly and whatever else. I'm not like that, but I'm definitely better than I was a few months ago. And
And I can't go through a book super quickly, by the way, unless I'm absolutely captivated by it. Just like, I like to take my time reading, but if a book is fascinating and it's a page turner, I'll definitely goon a little bit per se.
yeah,
Um,
no, it's really good. And even beyond reading, just exposing yourself to knowledgeable people, smart people in terms of like even videos or podcasts. Form of it's also another way to stimulate your mind in that type of way, in an intellectual way, which is very different than the social media aspect that, you know, pretty much everybody else does. And the problem with the whole social media thing is first, there's far too much fake news on there, and the influencers, it's people see it, they believe it, they don't fact check. You know, going on social
Mhm.
media, you'll see something, oh my God, this must be real because it's on social media. It has to be real. And this is what this other person is telling me to believe. So it creates like that cult following. There's so many negatives of it. But when you actually get away from that and look at people that have really studied certain material and they're passing it on, it opens your mind up to new things. But I also wanted to talk about something that you mentioned in terms of God and grappling with God. So getting away from the reading and talking about this now.
Can I make one more point before we
Go
move
for it.
on?
Go for it.
Friedrich Nietzsche actually made this as an attack against reading too much. But I think because we're young, presumably the people listening to this are young, we are factually dumbasses. We don't have much life experience. And so I think this is a pro. Friedrich Nietzsche said that reading is letting other people think for you. But
But
I
then again,
think
so
that if you're
social media.
letting these great thinkers think for you and you're getting into the mental processes of these tremendous individuals who have moved the needle for humanity, and you're kind of letting them speak into your ideas, per se, letting them be the voice of your thoughts for, an hour, maybe even 20 minutes a day, that's going to vastly enrich your life so much more than even watching educational content on YouTube. Because I think the
Absolutely.
medium that you get that stuff from, the physical book, like turning the pages, feeling that, even opposed to listening to some of those brilliant individuals, like, say, a Jordan Peterson lecture or whatever the hell else you're watching, or maybe even reading on a Kindle. I far prefer reading a real book. All right, get back to God.
Yeah. No, no, but you mentioned some great stuff. I guess I'll comment on that real quick. Yeah, I guess you could have the argument that reading too much, blah, 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 does kind of create that whole somebody else is thinking for you. But how is social media any different? Except now it's not intelligent people thinking for you, it's people with just a large following who are influenced
Yeah.
by somebody else, or maybe it's their own opinions, but for the most
And
part, almost.
ultimately, these people that wrote books, they were influenced by their proclivities and their convictions. Whereas the people that are posting things on social media, more likely than not, are motivated by money. And
Correct.
so the ideas are going to be much more authentic and higher quality if you're getting them from
That
people
no,
that wrote books.
absolutely, absolutely. No, it's actually really bad what's going on. You mentioned some great things. There's people nowadays are just dumb. And you can
But
see
we
that
don't have to be, is the thing. And listen, dude,
that's
this
the thing. It is
podcast is
in your
getting
hands.
pretty gay. I'm not gonna lie.
It is.
This
It is getting.
podcast is getting pretty fucking gay.
It is
Dude,
getting
you
a
gotta
little.
read. Stop looking at memes. I sound like fucking the
No,
reason
but it's.
Vivek got kicked out of Doge.
It might sound a little
Less
gay.
sleepovers, more math Olympiads.
It
But
might sound. It
dude,
might sound a
here's the
little gay.
fucking
Here's
deal,
the thing.
dude. We do
Here's the
need to
thing.
smarten up.
That's the thing. That's the thing. I don't care if somebody might watch this, even though no one's gonna watch this. They're like, oh, it's fucking gay. Whatever. Cool. Great. You're still dumb. You're still
I'm
stupid.
still dumb. You're still dumb. Dude,
Except I'm just
we're
not
gonna
as dumb
die
as you.
dumb. But the thing is, the difference with us is that we know that we don't know.
Exactly. Whereas the person saying, oh, blah, 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 this is that, they're dumb and they don't even know that they're dumb.
Yeah, they're being told what to think and they don't know that.
Just keep drinking the Kool Aid.
Stay in school, guys. Eat your vegetables.
Stay away from fentanyl. Only do morphine. But anyways, yeah, going on to God. So I heard this the other day. So a lot of people say, "Oh, well, how could God exist? Bad things happen. Why does God let bad things happen?" So I heard this analogy and I thought it was pretty cool. Say you're in a hospital. You're walking past the room, you hear a woman screaming. There's people standing outside of it, but they're not crying or anything or whatever. Like they're her family, and in fact, they have a smile on their face, but you don't know what's going on. And she's in there screaming, fucking whatever. So you're sitting there shocked. You're like, this person's screaming, and you guys are sitting there smiling or whatever. So you go up and you ask them, "Why are you guys smiling? This is like horrifying." And then they tell you she's having a baby. She's having her child. So that makes sense. if you attach reason for why bad things happen, more than likely those bad things won't be bad things anymore. And obviously, without bad, you cannot have good.
Hmm.
So I feel like the whole argument of, oh, if God exists, why do bad things happen? It's not a when you think of it that way, when you really think about it, I don't feel like it's a good argument against God's existence. Because at the end of the day, you need bad for good. You need good for bad. But I feel like God stands as that morality between good and bad. So I mean, it's super complex. It's not something you can't prove God, you can't disprove God. But it's just something I heard, and I thought it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, dude. Like you were saying, you can't prove or disprove God. I tried to read this book that a rabbi recommended to me called A Guide for the Jewish Undecided. Man, I forget what the first part of the title was, but it was A Guide for the Jewish Undecided. And this guy was really, really bad at proving that God exists. And this was the collection of all of this rabbinical knowledge and all of these anecdotes. And I just didn't agree with any of them. They were all so logically weak. But I think that simply having uh, a desire to find out is enough. I think that
Yes.
if you want to
Well, that goes back to the
engage in
whole
that
point.
wrestling match, that's enough.
Absolutely. And I don't, I maybe the whole point is that you're not supposed to know if God is real or not. That's the whole purpose of it. That's for you to find out. You mean you
Yeah,
could just as easily say I believe or don't believe, but why? But sometimes you have to kind of put in the hard work. I'm not saying that you have to become like this religious wacko or whatever, but
no,
you can
but you
still
better
you
be
can
a
still
man
have
of
your own thoughts
God.
and you can challenge other people's thoughts.
Yeah, yeah. And I think you better be a man of God
Still have your thoughts.
if you want to raise some good kids one day because
No,
like you got to not only
absolutely.
emulate that sort of heavenly father, but you also have to believe that they will go on to reflect good into the world. And I think if you don't have that sort of
Absolutely.
foundation, you're fucked. Dude, this podcast
No,
is getting
absolutely.
so
Absolutely.
gay.
And I think it's okay though. It's okay. It's good conversations. It's good conversations. No one's gonna watch this shit anyway.
I'm enjoying this, but yeah,
We'll look back. We'll look back on this in like 10 years. Be like, bro, what the fuck were we thinking? Why did we post this?
this is what they call in the
Our kids are
business
gonna make fun of
aura
us in 10 years.
farming.
Sure. No, but
It's just showbiz,
there's a lot.
baby.
There's a lot of concepts to it. Are you still on?
Yeah. Can
It's
you
saying right here
not
that
hear
your
me?
bandwidth is low. No, I can hear you, but uh your bandwidth is low. It's saying, and your videos kind of like looks
Dude, are
like you're
you
being
accusing
filmed
me
on a
of third
different
world
device.
Wi-Fi?
But
Are you accusing me of
I
being a
believe I
Cricket
am. Are
mobile
you using
customer?
WhatsApp? Are you are you currently using WhatsApp when you are on a podcast with me? Third
No,
world
bro.
messaging app?
No. I would never, I would never
This video is
have
brought to you by WhatsApp.
sub-Saharan Wi-Fi, bro. Get that shit out of here. I'm beating the accusations right here, right now.
What
Dude,
happened?
I'm never beating the allegations. My meeting failed.
Yeah, I did. Do we still have the clip?
Yeah, yeah, we're back. We're back
Okay,
and better
cool.
than ever, baby.
Perfect, perfect. But
I
as I
thought
was
of
saying,
who we should trade for Caitlin Clark if she tries to go to Benjamin City.
personally, I was going to do a
You
quick
ready for
ad read.
this? You ready for
Shut the
this?
fuck up. I was doing an ad read. This podcast is brought to you by WhatsApp and Hamas. Use quote gay podcast to save 10% on all your terrorist needs. FBI agent, we're kidding, bro. This is all in Fortnite lobby chat. All in Fortnite ranked.
Yeah, this is just for if you were on a Minecraft server and you had terrorist needs, hit up Hamas in Minecraft.
Yep. If you are playing Fortnite and you need the boogie bomb, please contact Hamas customer support.
All right, let's wrap this up, bro. I think
Absolutely.
that
I agree.
I think that if Caitlin Clark was sent to a working camp for attempting to blaze some cron, I think that we should trade the Costco guys and the Rizzler. I think that they are massive
Second
detriments to
that.
our society. I think they're everything wrong with this gooner slop
Five
video
big booms for the
economy.
trade.
What was that?
Boom, 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 boom. Trade's done.
Hey guys, sorry you lost your brother. Let's give him 5 booms. Boom! Boom! Dude,
Boom, boom.
Tim Dillon was absolutely right that they are an incarnation of Baal himself. So,
Yes.
with that being said, thank you so much for listening, and we will
Thank you
see
for
you
listening.
next week, or you'll see
We will
us
see
next
you
week.
next Monday. We were not
Thank you for
guests.
sponsoring this, Hamas.